Most people believe that poor sleep is just part of aging, or stress, or having too much on your mind. But that's not actually true. Here's what's really happening inside your body. When your sleep is broken, shallow, or restless, it's not random. It's a signal, a metabolic signal, a hormonal signal, a nervous system signal. And if you don't understand that signal, you'll keep treating the symptom, not the cause. My name is Dr. Zeno Phantom, and I've been practicing medicine for over 15 years. I once worked with a 62-year-old patient, a retired school teacher, who came to me exhausted. She was waking up 4 to 5 times every night, averaging barely 4 hours of sleep. Her fasting glucose was 118 mg/dL, cortisol levels were elevated at night, and she had gained 9 kilograms over 2 years despite eating healthy. Within just 6 weeks of correcting a few key physiological imbalances, not using sleeping pills, she was sleeping 7.5 hours straight, her fasting glucose dropped to 92, and she lost 4.5 kilograms. No medication, just understanding the root cause. Today, I'm going to show you exactly 7 powerful science-backed secrets for deep sleep, naturally. And here's something that should concern you. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 40% of adults worldwide suffer from sleep disturbances, and most of them never address the real cause. Most people miss this because they focus on the brain, when the problem often starts in the liver, hormones, blood sugar, or even your daily habits. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired. It directly affects fat burning, insulin sensitivity, memory, aging, and even your risk of chronic disease. So in this video, we're going to break this down like a whiteboard session. Simple, clear, and actionable. And by the end, you'll understand exactly what your body needs to switch into deep, restorative sleep every single night. Before we go deeper, let me quickly map this out for you, like I would on a whiteboard in my clinic. Because once you see the pattern, everything starts to make sense. Here are the 7 root cause secrets we're going to break down. First, blood sugar instability at night. Most people think sleep is controlled by the brain alone. But your blood sugar dropping at 2 or 3 a.m. is one of the most common reasons you wake up suddenly. Second, elevated nighttime cortisol. Cortisol is supposed to be low at night, but stress, late eating, and light exposure keep it elevated, blocking deep sleep. Third, magnesium deficiency. This is one of the most overlooked mineral deficiencies affecting sleep quality, muscle relaxation, and nervous system calmness. Fourth, liver overload. Your liver works at night to detoxify and regulate glucose. If it's sluggish, your sleep becomes fragmented. Fifth, poor light exposure and circadian disruption. Your body runs on a biological clock. If that clock is confused, your sleep will be too. Sixth, insulin resistance. This silently disrupts melatonin production and keeps your body in a semi-alert fat-storing mode, even while you're trying to sleep. And seventh, late-night stimulation habits. Not just caffeine, but screens, mental stimulation, and even late workouts can delay deep sleep cycles. Now, here's the key idea I want you to remember. Deep sleep is not something you force. It's something your body allows, when the internal environment is right. So what we're really doing here is removing the obstacles. And in the next section, we'll start with one of the most surprising causes, something I see in almost every patient who wakes up between 2 and 4 a.m. Point 1. Waking up between 2-4 a.m. And this one surprises my patients the most. Most of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I wake up at night because I need to use the bathroom." Or maybe it's just stress. But here's what's actually happening inside your body. In many cases, this is a blood sugar crash. When your blood sugar drops too low during the night, your body sees it as a threat. So it releases stress hormones, especially cortisol and adrenaline, to bring glucose back up. And that's what wakes you up. Not your bladder, not your thoughts. It's your biology trying to protect you. What the research shows is that unstable glucose levels, especially in people with insulin resistance, are strongly linked to fragmented sleep and nighttime awakenings. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your body like a house with a thermostat. Blood sugar is the temperature. If it drops too low, your body turns on the emergency heating system, cortisol. But that system is loud. It shakes the whole house. That noise is what wakes you up. According to research published in the journal Diabetes Care, individuals with impaired glucose regulation are up to 2 times more likely to experience disrupted sleep patterns and nighttime awakenings. My recommendation for every patient, especially over 40, avoid high-carb, sugary meals at night. Instead, have a protein plus healthy fat-based dinner, something like eggs, fish, or chicken with vegetables. And if needed, a small stabilizing snack before bed, like a handful of nuts, can prevent that crash. Also, try to finish eating at least 3 hours before sleep. If this is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you fix the root cause, not just the symptom. Because if you keep ignoring this, your sleep will never fully repair itself. Not next week. Starting tonight. Point 2. Feeling tired but wired at night. And almost nobody talks about this one. Almost every patient I've seen with this says, "I'm exhausted, but my brain just won't switch off. I guess I just need sleeping pills." But here's what's actually happening inside your body. Your cortisol rhythm is flipped. Cortisol is your wake-up hormone. It should be high in the morning to give you energy, and low at night so your body can enter deep sleep. But stress, late-night eating, artificial light, and even overthinking keep cortisol elevated at night, which blocks melatonin, your sleep hormone. So even though your body is physically tired, your brain stays alert. What the research shows is that elevated nighttime cortisol is directly linked to reduced REM sleep and shorter deep sleep cycles. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine trying to fall asleep while someone keeps turning the lights on in your room every few minutes. That's what high cortisol does to your brain. Melatonin is the darkness your brain needs to sleep. Cortisol keeps flipping the switch back on. According to research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, individuals with elevated evening cortisol levels experience up to a 30% reduction in deep sleep duration. My recommendation for every patient: create a cortisol shutdown routine, 60-90 minutes before bed. This includes turning off bright lights and screens, avoiding stressful conversations or work, using dim, warm lighting, and if possible, practicing slow breathing, like 4-7-8 breathing. Also, try to get morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. This helps reset your cortisol rhythm naturally, because if your cortisol stays high at night, your body will never feel safe enough to fully sleep. Not someday. Tonight matters. 3. Muscle tension, restless legs, or light sleep. And this one is massively overlooked. Most of my patients tell me, maybe I just move a lot in my sleep, or it's just aging, or poor circulation. But here's what's actually happening inside your body. You may be dealing with a magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is essential for calming your nervous system. It regulates GABA, the neurotransmitter responsible for switching your brain into a relaxed, sleep-ready state. Without enough magnesium, your muscles stay slightly contracted, your nervous system stays alert, and your brain struggles to enter deep sleep. This is especially common in people with stress, high caffeine intake, or poor diet quality. What the research shows is that magnesium supplementation can improve sleep efficiency, reduce nighttime awakenings, and promote deeper sleep cycles. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of magnesium as the brake pedal of your nervous system. Without it, your body is like a car rolling downhill without brakes, always slightly on, never fully stopping. That constant low-level activation prevents deep, restorative sleep. According to research published in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences, Magnesium supplementation improved sleep quality in older adults, increasing sleep time by approximately 20% and reducing early morning awakenings. My recommendation for every patient: start increasing magnesium naturally through food, dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and avocados. And if needed, consider a magnesium glycinate supplement in the evening, around 200–400 mg, which is known for its calming effect. Also, reduce caffeine, especially after 2 p.m., because it depletes magnesium levels. If this is helping you see sleep differently, consider subscribing. I post daily content designed to help you restore your body naturally, because if your nervous system never fully relaxes, your sleep will always stay shallow, not later. Fix this now. Next, point 4. Waking up tired even after 7 to 8 hours. And this is where most people look in the wrong place. Most of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I'm sleeping enough hours, so my sleep should be fine. Maybe I just need more coffee." But here's what's actually happening inside your body. This is often a liver problem, not a sleep problem. Your liver is extremely active at night. It regulates blood sugar, processes toxins, and supports hormone balance while you sleep. If your liver is overloaded from processed foods, alcohol, excess sugar, or even medications, it creates internal stress signals that disrupt deep sleep cycles. So even if you're in bed for 8 hours, your body never fully enters restorative sleep. What the research shows is that impaired liver function is associated with increased nighttime awakenings and reduced sleep efficiency. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your liver as a night shift cleaning crew in a building. If the crew is overwhelmed, too much garbage, not enough support, they can't finish their job. So by morning, the building still feels messy. That messy feeling is you waking up tired. According to research published in Hepatology International, individuals with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, have up to a 50% higher risk of poor sleep quality compared to those with healthy liver function. My recommendation for every patient: support your liver daily, especially in the evening. Avoid alcohol and heavy meals at night. Stop eating at least 3 to 4 hours before bed. Add bitter foods like arugula, lemon water, or apple cider vinegar before dinner. And prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. Even something simple like a 10–15 minute walk after dinner can significantly reduce the burden on your liver overnight. Because if your liver is overloaded, your sleep will never fully restore you. Not eventually. It starts with what you do tonight. Point 5. Struggling to fall asleep on time. And this one is silently controlling your entire sleep cycle. Almost every patient I've seen with this says, "I just have insomnia. My body isn't made for early sleep." But here's what's actually happening inside your body. Your circadian rhythm is misaligned. Your body runs on an internal 24-hour clock, controlled primarily by light exposure. This clock tells your brain when to release melatonin, the hormone that initiates sleep. But when you're exposed to artificial light at night, and not enough natural light during the day, that clock becomes confused. Melatonin gets delayed, sleep gets pushed later, and deep sleep becomes weaker. What the research shows is that disrupted circadian rhythms are strongly associated with insomnia, poor sleep quality, and even metabolic disorders. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your circadian rhythm like a train schedule. If the timing system is off, even by a little, every train runs. Melatonin is your sleep train, and light is the signal that tells it when to arrive. If that signal is delayed, your sleep is delayed. According to the National Sleep Foundation, exposure to artificial light at night can suppress melatonin production by up to 50%, significantly delaying sleep onset. My recommendation for every patient: anchor your circadian rhythm daily. Get 10 to 20 minutes of sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. Dim lights, 1 to 2 hours before bed, Avoid screens or use blue light filters after sunset. Keep a consistent sleep and wake time, even on weekends. If this is making sense so far, consider subscribing. I post daily videos to help you align your biology naturally. Because if your internal clock stays confused, your sleep will always feel out of sync. Not someday. Fix the rhythm tonight. Point 6. Feeling sleepy after meals but restless at night. And this is a hidden metabolic trap. Most of my patients tell me, I get sleepy after eating, so my body is relaxing. That must be a good sign. But here's what's actually happening inside your body. This is often a sign of insulin resistance. When you eat, especially carbs, your blood sugar rises. Your body releases insulin to bring it down. But if your cells are resistant to insulin, your body has to release more and more of it. This creates a roller coaster, energy crash during the day, and metabolic stress at night. And here's the key connection. Insulin directly interferes with melatonin production. So when insulin stays elevated into the evening, your body struggles to enter deep sleep. What the research shows is that insulin resistance is strongly linked to shorter sleep duration, reduced sleep quality, and increased nighttime awakenings. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of insulin like a key, and your cells like locks. In insulin resistance, the locks are rusty, so your body keeps making more keys, trying to open the door. But all that extra insulin creates noise and confusion in your system, especially at night. According to research published in the journal Sleep Medicine Reviews, individuals with insulin resistance have up to a 40% higher likelihood of experiencing poor sleep quality. My recommendation for every patient: stabilize your insulin levels, especially in the evening. Avoid refined carbs and sugars at dinner. Focus on protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Try a 12-14 hour overnight fasting window and incorporate light movement after meals. Even a short walk after dinner can significantly improve insulin sensitivity. Because if insulin stays high at night, deep sleep stays low. Not later. This starts today. 7. Using your phone before bed, and this is quietly destroying your deep sleep. Almost every patient I've seen with this says, I just scroll a little to relax. It helps me fall asleep. But here's what's actually happening inside your body. That screen is emitting blue light, which directly suppresses melatonin, your primary sleep hormone. At the same time, the content you're consuming, social media, news, videos, is stimulating your brain, increasing dopamine and mental alertness. So instead of preparing your body for sleep, you're activating it. What the research shows is that screen exposure before bed delays sleep onset, reduces REM sleep, and lowers overall sleep quality. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Using your phone before bed is like drinking a cup of coffee, but through your eyes. You may feel relaxed in the moment, but internally your brain is being told, stay awake. According to the National Sleep Foundation, using electronic devices before bed can reduce melatonin production and delay sleep by up to 60 minutes in regular users. My recommendation for every patient: create a no-screen buffer zone at least 60 minutes before bed. Replace scrolling with reading, journaling, or light stretching. Use warm, dim lighting. If needed, wear blue light blocking glasses. And keep your phone out of reach, ideally outside the bedroom, because if you keep stimulating your brain at night, your sleep will stay shallow. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Now let's bring this all together. Deep sleep is not random. It's not something you chase. It's something your body allows when the internal conditions are right. We talked about 7 key root causes: blood sugar crashes waking you up at night, elevated cortisol keeping your brain alert, magnesium deficiency preventing relaxation, liver overload disrupting recovery, circadian rhythm misalignment delaying sleep, insulin resistance blocking melatonin, and screen exposure overstimulating your brain. Each of these is a signal. And once you understand these signals, you stop guessing and start fixing. Because this isn't just about sleep. This is about your metabolism, your weight, your brain, your longevity. Poor sleep increases fat storage, worsens insulin resistance, accelerates aging, and drains your energy. But the good news is, every single one of these is fixable, naturally, without relying on medication. So here's my challenge to you. Don't try to fix everything at once. Pick just one of these changes tonight. Maybe it's removing screens before bed. Maybe it's stabilizing your dinner. Maybe it's getting sunlight in the morning. And then observe your body. Because your body always responds when you give it the right environment. And if this added value to you, like the video and subscribe. And join others who are optimizing their health naturally, one simple step at a time.